And welcome back, everybody. Troy David Phillips here at Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia. Hey, did you enjoy Free Comic Book Day, which was on the 7th of May, which also was opening weekend for Captain America Civil War? I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time. It was a fantastic day, and that's a subject for another time. I promised that we were going to talk about Spider-Woman, the Spider-Women, actually. We were going to continue on the thread I went down with Spider-Man and Miles Morales. Well, Marvel gave us last year the Edge of Spider-Verse story arc, and we got to see the pan-dimensional Spider-Men and women. We had Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man UK, Spider-Man India, Peter Porker, or at least a version of Peter Porker. These days, we are neck-deep in the Spider-Women story arc. And the Spider-Women story arc brings together Cindy Moon, aka Silk, Gwen Stacy, aka Spider-Gwen, and Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman. I'm going to start there and work my way backwards because I love Jessica Drew. Jessica Drew had her earlier appearances in Marvel Spotlight, and she held her own book for 50 issues, guest star in Spider-Man, Marvel 2-in-1, Marvel Team Up. She made her way around. She had her powers, lost her powers. She was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. She worked with Nick Fury a lot of times. Now, this current Spider-Woman series, we're seeing Spider-Woman having given birth to a baby. She had a baby. That happened. She's a single mom now. And in fact, she's got one of the former porcupines as her stand-in babysitter. That actually makes for some pretty amusing situations. Her origin story was pretty complex. It involved the High Evolutionary and Wendigo Mountain. I believe she was originally supposed to be a spider mutated into a woman. That story was changed, and what we have is the pretty complicated Spider-Woman origin. The current series is a lot less complicated than that. So here's Jessica Drew, and she's had her career as a superheroine, and now she's a single mom, still doing the superhero thing, trying to figure out how to make it all work. The current series is wonderfully written, gives that perspective of a single parent, and it does what Marvel does very well with characters. It gives them a grounded, humanizing element. Jessica Drew is, as a character, a little bit older than Gwen, Gwen Stacy from a parallel universe in which she lived and believed that Peter Parker had died. Her Peter isn't actually dead. His story is important for different reasons for another conversation. We have traveled to the parallel Earths having a girls' day out. So Cindy and Jessica and Gwen all together. Their dimensional travel doohickey gets waylaid and hijinks ensue. And there we are. We are once again seeing the grand scape of the Marvel Universe, the Marvel Multiverse, and we have seen the parallel versions of Cindy Moon and Jessica and other characters. If you haven't read Spider-Women, if you're not reading Spider-Women, I would pick that up. The Alpha issue, Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen, Silk, Cindy Moon, I promised I'd get to her, is a character that was introduced in the, not this current run of Spider-Man, but in the previous Amazing Spider-Man, issue 4. She had been held in a bunker for 10 years. She was put in that bunker in suspended animation to keep her safe from Morlun and the Hunters. Morlun and the Hunters were the primary nemeses of the Spider-Verse story arc. Peter, in Original Sin, finds out about Cindy and releases her, only to realize that he shouldn't have released her, that now Morlun and the Hunters are going to come after her too. Spoiler alert, she's alive, she's fine. That is just part of all the tangled web that's going on in the Spider-Women storylines happening right now. So there's Spider-Man, there's Spider-Woman, you should get into this. Remember, that's Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, and Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy, and Cindy Moon in Silk. I'm Troy David, this is Flashback Comics, and what a tangled web we weave.